Okay, today is February 8th, 2012. We're going to go over the laws of exponents. Now, over here, I've written out three major rules you guys need to know. There's a multiplication rule, which means if you have the base that are the same, and you're multiplying the two, you will just add the exponents. Okay? Same idea with division. Bases are the same. If we're dividing the two, we just keep the same base, and we subtract the exponents. And finally, if you have a power of a power. So we have some base to an exponent to another exponent, you would multiply the exponent. So we'll go through a couple of these rules. I'll do 2a as an example using these. Okay. So question 2a. All right, change the question. We're doing example 1. All right, this question reads 3 times 3 to the power of 7 divided by 3 to the power of 3 to the power of 2. We're actually dealing with all of those rules, okay? So what I'm going to deal with first is we're going to go through our BEDMAS, right? Let's think of our BEDMAS here. So B-E-D. Oh, it's very intuitive. Okay, so we take a look at our two brackets here. Now the brackets, what they're referring to is can we simplify the inside of the bracket? Now I can take 3 and put it to the power of 7, which here would be 3 to the power of 7. But that's not really simplifying. I end up with a much larger number. It's going to make this far more complicated. So inside the brackets, I want you to think of this base to this exponent as just a number itself. Okay, so it is already simplified. So the brackets have both already been simplified for us. Okay, so the next thing we're going to deal with are exponents. Well, clearly most of this question is exponents. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put every base to an exponent. Okay, what about this number 3? What exponent is it technically to? 1, that's right. Okay. So this is actually 3 to the power of 1 multiplied by 3 to the power of 7. Which of the rules are we going to be using then? This one here. Our multiplication rule. Okay? So we use this multiplication rule here. In the multiplication rule, our bases are both the same. So we have base 3 and base 3. And it says that if the bases are the same, we can combine them to be the same base and just add the two exponents, which are our a and b. In this case, are 1 and 7. So we're going to add them together. So when we simplify the very first part of this, we're going to get base 3 to 1 plus 7, okay, which is going to be 8. I'm going to write the rest of the question in, divided by 3 to the power of 3 squared. Okay? So I simplified this part, we get 3 to the power of 8 divided by 3 to the power of 3 to the power of 2. Now, how can I rewrite this division sign? Does anyone know? Yes. I can write it as a fraction. Okay? I'm going to personally write it as a fraction. You'll learn as you get farther and farther in math, it becomes far simpler to look at things in fractions once you get good with them. So we actually have 3 over 8 divided by 3 to the power of 3 to the power of 2, okay? So I'm going to deal with this division sign. We're going to deal with that after. I'm going to focus on this power of a power here. Technically, it's an exponent of an exponent. So in BEDMAS, we should take care of that, okay? So this is base 3 to the power of 3 to the power of 2. Which of the rules do I need to use in order to simplify that one? Power of a power, this one here, okay? So we have this rule down here. Drop down. So using our power of a power, it states that our base, whatever it is, we keep the base the same. In this case, it's the number 3. And we're going to multiply the two exponents, okay? A and B, which in this case are 3 and 2. We're going to multiply those numbers. So, when we go down, we get 3 over 8 divided by 3 to the power of 3 times 2. What is that going to become? 6. So we get 3 over 8 divided by 3 to the power of 6. And finally, I have a division. Which rule do I need to do in order to simplify that? Subtract. Yeah, we're going to subtract the two exponents, which is our division rule. All right, so I'll move it up here so we have a bit of room. There we go. So when we deal with that, exact same idea. It has our bases, which are both x, 3 and 3. We keep the base the same, and we subtract our two exponents in this case. So our answer is going to be 3 power of 8, subtract 6, which is 3 to the power of 2. Okay?